Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to answer a question that has been going on around. A lot of people have been, talking about it both on social media and even in private conversations away from social, offline and online. Is Peter Obi afraid of a protest? Why is he not calling for a protest? I've seen somewhere where someone said, I'm not going to mention any other person's name other than Peter Obi here, where he said, oh, if it was so and so candidate with the kind of support that he has all over Nigeria, he would have been on the streets and marching and everything. Oh, I've also seen places where I think a popular musician recently talked about the fact that, oh, Peter Obi needs an MC Oluomo and stuff like that. Is Peter Obi afraid to call for a protest or afraid of a protest? No. It's all about responsible leadership. And for the few, I think it's like over a year now that I've worked closely with Mr. Peter Obi. And one of the things I would say is that one, he's a very responsible leader. And another thing is that he always is protective of everybody around him. And he will rather want to face whatever it is himself and not sort of whether endanger anybody or put anybody out, just put anybody out. Even during the campaign, you see, he was always mindful of his team, mindful of the people around him. So it's not fair. It's not that he's afraid to call for a protest. It's not that, whether he knows that, of course, he has a lot of support from all over the country. And even right from when the election started and everything, that he just needs to give a word and say, look, I'm going out, I'm going to be here. People were ready, just waiting for that word. But like I said earlier, responsible leadership and one who would rather put himself on the line than any other person is what this is all about. I will give you a quick example. Like I said, I'm not going to mention any name, but I'll give you a quick example. During the campaign, there were some musicians who had wanted to be at a particular place. I remember there was this day we're going back and forth. In short, I think almost how many hours I was sending messages back and forth myself and PO, and like simply we need to have them here and everything. He was very reluctant. It took a while before he finally agreed. And when we spoke, he says it was like, look, Aisha, I don't want them to be. I'm just trying to give you the words the way he gave me. Even if let me paraphrase it. I don't want them to be. I'm looking for the word he used now, or similar word, to be the target of the government, because he said these are young men and they have their career, they're doing their thing. They can come after them. I don't want them to come after them. Those were his words. And for me, I'm like, but this is really massive. I was giving my all this. I totally agree. I know how the Nigerian government can be so vindictive and they go after people. Not necessarily, it's not about him. He is not afraid for himself. I mean, he is ready to face whatever it is. But he just doesn't want anybody else, going through any hardship or facing any persecution or anything on his behalf. He's very mindful of that. And it took a while before that finally happened. But those were his. And for me, it kept those words. Even though at that time I didn't agree with him, we were doing back and forth. I'm like, look, PO, we need to get this. These are the reasons why we will get this done. Later on, of course, it did happen, but then not at the time that we really wanted it to. Sometimes throughout the campaign, I'm always like, that's I feel like one of my regrets. I like, I should have just gone ahead and done that instead of those back and forth and stuff like that. But it showed me the kind of person, the kind of thinking behind it. And for me, I've always said empathy is very important when you're talking about leadership. When you're talking about someone who wants to lead the people, you need someone who cares for the people, someone who is not thinking about himself only, who is not saying, oh, I have this huge people who support me. I have this number of people who listen to me, who, when I say something, they listen. And if I ask them to do something for me, I've never asked them as a favor. If I ask them of this favor, they're going to be all out. They're going to do it for me. But yet, he doesn't know, he hasn't done that, because for him it's like, I'm going to follow this thing to the end. I'm going to do it the legitimate way. And for those who feel that, oh, Peter Obi needs an MC Olomo, God forbid. He doesn't need an MC Olomo. You understand? He doesn't need that. The reason why I'm mentioning this particular name, because an artist had used it. He doesn't need to have people that will fight for him, no, that will probably do things that are not lawful, no, that, no, he doesn't want that. He wants to show that this thing can be done within the ambit of the law. It can be done in a decent manner. It can be done with integrity. It can be done within in an ethical manner. And that's it. Politics is not a do or die affair. Politics is not one where you're hurting someone, or you're shedding blood, or you're doing anything. Politics is not one where you're threatening people. That's not politics. Even though over the 24 years that Nigerian has had this democracy, its longest democracy, it's been made to look as if you need all of these things for you to be able to succeed in politics. No, it isn't. That's the wrong kind of politics, and that's why the dividends of democracy, Nigeria hasn't enjoyed it. That's why leaders get in there, they don't care about the people. I mean, if you care about the people, you're going to protect them up until the way you get into office. If you're coming in and you don't care about the lives of people, you're just going after, just doing whatever it is that you want to do, irrespective of who is hurt, who is killed, who whatever, what is destroyed, just to get into office. I can assure you that when you get into office, definitely such a person is never going to do any good for the people, because if you care about the people, you won't hurt them in the process of going into office. So no, it's not that Peter Obi is afraid or whatever. As I see people, even the speech, I'm going to do another video to analyze the speech and everything. The recent press conference that he called, many people are like, oh, he needs to use certain hard words, he needs to call for. No, he's in court. He's in court. It's not going to uh, preempt the court or begin to call. He's not going to be the judge and jury in this whole thing. He's going to follow within those ambits of the law, and that's what responsible leadership is. And I know most times we get people who, it's always whatever it takes for them to get whatever they want, they will do it. That's the kind of leaders we've had in politics. But I think it's time for us to be open-minded to the fact that there can be responsible leadership, there can be value-based leadership, there can be leadership with empathy that thinks about the people, and it's not all about, oh, I have to get this thing by all means. I have to get the I had to heat up the polity, or get people angry and mad and out there and doing all those things. No, that's not what it's all about. I know it's going to take time, but if we really want the democracy that works for everyone and not the democracy that works for a few people, then we must be ready to follow the ambit of the law, anything that has to be done within the ambit of the law to be able to get there. I always say to people, you can't fight, you can't be the people you fight. You can't be the people you want to change that are doing the wrong thing. The only people that you can aspire to be is the people who are doing the right thing. And if you say people aren't doing the right thing and you want to come in and set the things right and do the right thing, then if you're going to come in and go in doing the things, or going in the way that those people who have been doing the wrong thing have gone in, then you're going to end up doing the wrong thing also. So you can't be the people that you want to change that aren't doing the right thing. So no matter how slow we think it is to follow that process. Follow the process through. The process is very important. I know in Nigeria, this issue of getting shortcut is always looked at as the smart way. Oh, do whatever you want to do, no matter how unlawful or unethical it is. Just get in there. After all, the end will justify the means. Is it the means? Yeah, the end will justify the means. No, the end shouldn't justify the means. The means should be one with integrity, one that is ethical, one that is lawful within the ambit of the law, and one that has empathy, that ensures that it is taking the people as a whole and thinking about them and how to give them what is really best. That's what we should do. So, is Peter Obi afraid to call for a protest? No, absolutely not. He's not afraid to call for a protest. He's a responsible leader who is focused on ensuring that Nigeria gets the best way it should, and that the means and process that brings people in for them to be called excellency must be excellent. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.